Okay, we're in part 2 of our house plan project. So now we're going to work on floors and ceiling and site. So now what we want to do here is create our floors. Now, I hope you finished modeling up your floor plan with furniture. I've got my plumbing sink, and I've got a stove, and I've got a refrigerator, a dishwasher. My fridge is here. Got a hot water heater, and then several things. So finish that up however you like. So now the first thing we want to do a floor, we want to go to Architecture tab. Let's do all the lower levels, and let's do floor. Let's hit Architectural floor. I'll just cancel that, or you might want to save your project. I probably should have saved it. So easiest way to do a floor is to just take the rectangular and just go from corner to corner. And this is a generic 12-inch floor. Let's go corner to corner and just place a point right there and click finish. So your floor should be in there. Now there's several ways you can do floors, and they all work pretty good. So let's escape out of that. So let's look at let's go to Find View, and let's look at Shaded. So there's the floor we just put in. So we can change these floors types to whatever, but what I like to do most of the time, say in the wet areas, we need tile. So let's select this floor, and let's edit boundary. So this allows us to edit this boundary. So let's just pull this boundary line back to about here. And let's go around here with another line, because it always has to be closed. To there, to there, to there. And let's close it, and let's finish. We need another line from here. Now let's finish this. And we need another line from here. So we're going to hit continue here, because that's what it's telling us. So let's go and place the boundary line from here to here. And let's finish it. So now actually we have our regular floor we had, and here we might want to do a wet area here. So let's edit this boundary, and let's just pull this back, or we can align this to here, and then let's finish it. So we have our floor. So we've got a generic floor here, but let's just make, since we've got this selected, let's edit this type, and let's go and duplicate this. Let's call this wood floor. Hit OK. Now we need to edit the structure, and it says 1 foot, so we can go at a 1 foot floor of wood. I don't care, or whatever you want to do. So let's just go here and let's say wood. Select wood here. Select use rendered appearance. That's going to be our floor, and that's what it's going to look like. Let's say apply and OK. OK again. And OK again. So we have our wooden floor here. So these areas should be wet areas. So let's go in here and create new floors. So let's go floor. Let's go edit boundary. And we'll pick from this line to this line. And we'll edit type. Now let's place this first, and let's just make sure we've got it in here. This will be the easiest way to do this. So there's our generic floor. So let's take it, select it, edit type. Let's duplicate this floor, this 12-inch floor, and call it tile. Let's say OK. Now let's edit the structure. So here we got 1-inch structure. So let's go and add another layer. So let's insert, and let's move this up to the top. And let's make this 1 inch. Probably don't even have to be 1 inch because this is tile. But if you wanted that, and let's say apply, and then we want to change this to, let's see, there's we got all these different materials we can select from, but I can just go right here and say tile, and there's our tiles. So let's go with the 4 inch. Let's see. Let's go with the quarry tile. Appearance. I don't like that one. So let's go with the 6 inch porcelain tile. And that's appearance. Graphics say, I always say render user appearance. And that's what it's going to look like, hopefully. Apply. And OK. Let's go back and look at here again. I want to just check one thing here. Let's look at our pattern. And let's use this crosshatch pattern. Say OK. Apply. OK. And let's go OK. And OK again. And there's our pattern for our kitchen. Now let's do our wet areas here. Let's go architecture, floor. Now we can go over here and select our tile. Let's go from this point to this point. Let's finish it. So there we have our flooring done. I'm not sure about the colors, or like in this case for the wood flooring, we can go and edit this. And let's go and edit this and make it a little, you got wood here. Let's put some type of pattern on it. So we can select pattern here. And let's just make this small horizontal. There. So there's our floor. That's how you basically do flooring in here. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. Now I think we want to go out and let's work on our site plan a little bit. So what we want to do now is go and look at the outside. So we've got our floor plan done, ready to go. So let's just zoom out and let's take a look in our 3D view. And to look in here, we can just I think now we have our floors. So let's go and look at this in our temporary hide element. And so as you can see, there's our floor. There your floors are. You got your dry area and your wood floor here. You can do carpet or anything you like. So now let's go back to reset this thing here. Now let's go into do our ceiling. So to do our ceiling, we want to go ceiling plans, level 1, finished floor ceiling. So now we're on the ceiling. So to do a ceiling is pretty basic. We just hit ceiling here. We can do automatic, but I like the sketch tool, and I like to go just from this wall to this wall. You notice the height is 8 feet. And then once we have it placed, we can finish it. So now we have our ceiling. Now you've made a 3D view before. Let's have a look at it. As you can see, there's our ceiling, but I don't think we want that type of ceiling. That's more of an office type ceiling. So let's go back into our ceiling. And let's go into select it, tab around to it. And find it there. Okay. Oh, I know why we can't. Let me move this up. I'm gonna show you why. Hit that guy, it's already on. So we can do this as well. Is it in here? Yes, there's our ceiling. We want to edit this type. See, we got a 2x4 acoustical ceiling. Let's just go with a basic generic ceiling and finish it. And let's go back to our 3D view. And let's hide this. And as you can see already, hide element. And there's our ceiling. Okay, so that's basically how you do floors and ceilings. We'll move on with this. In fact, let's just go a little farther since we've got our floors and ceiling and we can start doing other things. So let's go look at our site. So let's go in this, reset this. So now I want to start by putting a small entry of concrete patio right here in a sidewalk system. So I'll click on site plan. And what we want to do in our site plan, first of all, we want to site and massing. Let's change this. First of all, let's do a few things out here that we need to do that's important. We want to go to our site again, and we want to go to our scale, and we want to make this 1/8 inch. Okay, so that's a good scale. So now we want to do basically is we want to fill this site around our house with sidewalk and a porch, a little basic porch here. So the first thing we need to do is go into our massing and site and go to property line, and we want to create a property line by sketching. We can do by distance and bearing if we had a site, a real site. So let's just use the rectangle command. I'm just going to draw in a site like that. Don't worry about the distances, dimensions, and I want to finish it. So there's our boundary lines. So now I'm going to put a small entry right here, a concrete entry right here in a sidewalk system. So I'll go back into our site, which we're in. Actually, we should be in our floor plan. It'll be easier here. So all we really want to do is a floor. So let's go to Architecture tab and select Floor. And then we're on the Drawing Tools. We want to select a rectangle and place it right about there. And we want to put it in the front patio. So this is probably going to be, so we're going to finish this, but we want to change this to just a slab of concrete. So let's grab this and so edit type. We want to duplicate it and we want to call this slab or concrete slab. And let's say okay. Now we're here, let's edit this. So it's 1 foot thick. So we can remove this out. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. We can do this. We're in concrete slab, right? Okay. And yes, this is fine. So we want to edit this now. And let's remove this. And just make this concrete. And we just key in concrete right here. And let's go cast in place. Or we could have said precast, and we're going to look at that in appearance. Always check use render appearance. That's what it's going to look like. Apply and OK. OK. So there's our porch, our little slab. So let's look at this in our 3D view. Looks okay, I think. Should do. A little bit thick, but that's okay. So now we want to move on here. Let's go back into our level 1. So let's make sure our offsets are right. We want our height offset to level 0, 0. And that's okay. Structural. That looks good. And we call that concrete slab. Let's make this a little bigger. Now you can put on any surface you want, if you like, by using the paint modify tool. Let's do it that way. You can do anything you want here. So this should be about the same height as the floor slab in the house. Now I probably want to knock it down a couple of inches so the water doesn't go into the house. That's just something you want to do if you like. I'm going to keep it at 0 just to keep things simple here. Okay. So now back in the site plan. Let's go back to our site. Let's go back to our architecture floor. And let's make another rectangle. So let's run a section of sidewalk out like this. Let's say 4 feet wide. And let's go right to about here. And we have that in. Hit the green check. And now we've got the wrong material here, so let's select this and let's just change this to our concrete floor, which should be concrete slab, which is there. Now let's do another rectangle. Now let's go back to our concrete slab. Our concrete slab. Now let's go with another 4 foot. Let's go from here to here. And let's go from there to there. And let's finish that. Now let's join these two together by using our align tool. And it joins them together. And there you go. So we have our, now let's align this one as well. Actually, we want to edit this. Let's edit this. We gotta edit this. So let's go select this edit boundary. And let's just drag this, let's align it this way. So go here and align. And now that'll join it together. So there you go. So let's move on. So I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna make this lower than the rest. So I'm gonna make this elevation at -1 foot. Looking at this in 3D view, we got 3 sections. So we need to have a slope on this section so it joins with this one. So that's pretty simple to do. So let's go back to our site plan and just select that portion at an edit boundary, and when you see slope arrow right here, and draw an arrow from here up to this end. Now the height offset at the tail, which is up here at 0, and the head offset at the head of the tail is at 1. I think we said -1. I think we said -1 foot here. I think. Let's hit apply and green check, and that should join it together. So if we've done this right, we should have a slope here. So let's go back to our 3D view. Yeah, that's how you connect that to that sidewalk. Okay. So we got the sidewalks and the ramp moving up to the patio. So the next thing I want to do, go back to site, and let's put in some contour lines. So what I want this to slope down and level out where the house is. And I need a gentle slope in the front to meet the sidewalk here. So I want to be in massing in sight. I want a topo surface. Okay, yeah, place point selected. I want to start at, say, 2 foot elevation. And I want to assign that to the back of the property. So the back of my property is at 2 feet. I want to set the front of the property down here where the sidewalk is located at -1 foot 2 inches inner. And I want another point here at 1 foot 2 inches. That's sucking here. It should be 2 feet. I'm sorry. Let's fix this up here. We want to go back here. So this point is 2 feet, and this one should be at 2 feet. This one should be at 1 foot 2 inches, because we want this to be where the sidewalk meets. This should be -1. Let me see, what's this one? -1 foot 2. So this should be -1 foot 2 inches. Hope you get the idea here. So there's our slope. So let's go look at this in our 3D view. And in our 3D view, you see where the house is sloping, the grade line is sloping down to the concrete. So it's slightly up in the back. So what we might want to do is drop it down where those doors are to the floor level. So let's go back into our site. I don't want the back door buried in dirt. So I want to just do this. Let's finish this. So that's basically how you do this. So you can bring this up and down. You can adjust it however you like. And our house should be partially covered with dirt. And like we got it here. So this is basically it, what I want to show you here, a siding and massing. So I want to grade this dirt back around the back door. So let's go back into our site plan. Let's select this. Let's select the topo surface. And let's site massing, topo surface. And let's place a point. Let's place a point here at 1 foot. Let's make this 0. And a point here at 0. Let's finish that. Surface must be at least 3 distinct points. Okay, so we'll do this. Let's try that again. Let's cancel that. So we want to place point. So let's place a point here at 0, 0. Place a point here and here. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. It's getting late. I'm goofing up. So we have our house in our site, but we want to leave it here because we want to do some other nice stuff. So if we go back to the site plan, we can change these heights and these elevation points to whatever we want. It's just a matter of being in the site and massing, and yeah, or we can cut this out. See, I cut it back a little bit there, but I'm going to finish this. And another thing we want to do, we can select this and we can change this material. So we've got material here as dirt. So let's just go and change this to, let's say, grass. And we're in glass, a little up arrow. Use rendered appearance. Slow computer, sorry folks. Uh-oh. I hope that didn't. I don't want to have a fatal error here. I think we did, so I might have to end it here. Yeah, I'm going to end this video here. I'm getting, yep. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll pick it up in the next one, but I've got to start all over. Bye.